Hey y'all, it's Tasha with Pine Knot Family Farm. Welcome back. Today we're in the kitchen. If you've seen my garden walkthrough harvest week 6, you'll see that I harvested some cilantro. So today we're going to be in the kitchen and we're going to be dehydrating it. So I was kind of going to show y'all the process that I do to get that done. Last night I just stuck them in the refrigerator. You can see they still look good. I'm going to put them in my salad spinner. Probably going to do 2 batches. Rinse them off under some cold water. Drain all the water out. Spin. You see it just spins all that moisture out of there. Now when you're dehydrating, you want everything to be as dry as possible before it actually goes in the dehydrator. So I'm going to do this again. See, there wasn't that much water left. Now I'm going to put it on a paper towel. And I'm just going to give it a few good pats. And go on to the second batch here. Next step is we're going to be putting on our dehydrator trays. Now I do not have the smaller ones here. You can see the holes are fairly large on that. I'm afraid the cilantro will fall through. I believe this did come with one and I think I ruined it, honestly. I can't remember. So I'm just going to lay some parchment paper on here. And I am leaving the stems on. Once it gets dehydrated, you'll just be able to crumble it and the stems will come off a whole lot easier. You want to spread it out to where it has plenty of room to breathe. This is the dehydrator that I'd ordered last year. It's a Chefman brand. I've had good luck with it so far. I ordered it on Amazon. I'll leave a link below if I can still find it. Probably going to take this tray out. We're just going to continue filling our trays. If you see any bad leaves like that, make sure to just take them off. We've got 4 trays filled up with cilantro. This dehydrator is actually a 9 tray total. So we're gonna put the front door on. Turn the power on. We're gonna set our timer for 5 hours. Temperature, we're gonna set it for 104. They recommend anywhere between 95 and 115 degrees. We're gonna do 104 for 5 hours. After 5 hours, I'll come back and check them. If they are not completely dry and crumbly, if the stems do not snap very easily, then we'll just continue to dehydrate it a little bit more. One thing that you want to absolutely make sure of when you're dehydrating is that all the moisture content is taken out. So it's better to dehydrate a little bit longer than not long enough. If you don't get all the moisture out of it, you go to put it in a jar or something to seal it, it will start molding. So a little bit more is better. Just make sure that they are completely dried before you store them. So I will bring y'all back after 5 hours. We'll check our cilantro, see if it's to the stage that we want it to be, and then go from there. One other thing that I did want to show you is the lemon balm that I picked last night. I hung it up in my bedroom window, a nice sunny warm spot, and you can see how it's already starting to shrivel up and dehydrate. I have some I will show you in my dining room that's been in there for probably about 3 weeks now. I just didn't have any more room, so hey, this works. You want to make sure that you don't put too much on there. You can see that it's still got holes through it, so it'll get nice airflow so it won't mold or anything like that. So that's what you're looking for. And I just took a piece of twine. I cut off the limbs up the top and hung it with some twine. Here's some I've had in the dining room, if you can hear that. It's actually probably ready to put up. I'm gonna let it dry for another probably week. That's what it will look like after about 3 or 4 weeks. So it's been just a little over an hour, and you can see how much smaller everything has gotten. It's already starting to shrivel up. We've got 2 hours and 14 minutes left. I was going to show y'all just how much more it's dehydrated. It's getting a whole lot smaller. So while we let this sit in the dehydrator for another hour, we actually had some really special guests stop by the farm a little bit ago. They were on their way through and called and said, hey, we're in the area. And it was a surprise, but they are awesome, awesome people. So I'm going to insert that clip right here. I just got one little short clip of them. Y'all check it out. All right, y'all, I was in the house dehydrating some cilantro, and look who stopped by to see us. Daryl and Miss Sherry from Two Family Homestead. We took them on a farm tour. It's hot. Y'all are not used to this.
It's very hot.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're on your way to where tonight?
Red Duchess Farm, Illinois.
Yeah. They just come from VW Family Farm and stopped by here, so we appreciate you stopping by.
Appreciate the tour.
Yes.
Very nice.
Very, very nice.
Hi, Smudge.
They all got stout, Mom. I feel like stout.
Hi, Smudge.
Ah.
What you doing, huh?
So what did you think about our special guests that popped in? Mr. Daryl and Miss Sherry from Two Family Homestead. Wonderful, wonderful people. They were coming back from the Bayou Bash. I think they actually stayed the night at VW Family Farm last night. They was headed back towards her home in Ohio, and they were close to the area, so they called us up and said, hey, I'd like to come by. So we really appreciate them. I've never actually met them in person. I met them, I seen them at the shindig, but I didn't go up and talk to them or meet them because we wasn't doing YouTube at the time. So I didn't really know who they were. So it was a real honor to get to meet them. They are so important to this homesteading community. They help anybody and everybody out they can. They helped me when I first got started. My resolution was off, and Daryl was so quick to fix it. Told me if I have any problems that he would help. They're just wonderful people. So I know all of y'all know who Two Family Homestead is, but for some reason, any of y'all don't, go check them out. They have 3 lives a week. On Monday nights, they introduce and highlight a new homestead. So if you watch their Monday night lives, you may find some new channels that you would like to follow from that. On Tuesdays, they do a lot of technical issues. People that are having problems, he answers the question, shows people how to do stuff. So they are just wonderful, wonderful to this community. And we love them, even though we've only met them one time. We have created a bond through YouTube before that. So they were not strangers when they pulled up. I felt like I'd known them forever. I'm gonna leave their link below. Y'all go check them out if you haven't. All right, our timer just went off, and Mr. Daryl and Miss Sherry just left. We're gonna pull these out. Like you can hear the crunch, the crumble. I still feel a little bit of moisture. So we're gonna put them in there for just a little bit longer. Go ahead and put this back in for 2 more hours. I may check it after 1, but like I said, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I want all that moisture out of there. Just got our cilantro out of the dehydrator. So we're going to try to strip it away from the big stems. Basically, it's just gonna come right off. So it's just gonna slide right off the stem. You just basically don't want any large pieces of stem in there if you can help at all possible. This is what I got out of there. Y'all can see it's about, shake it a little bit, about 2 cups. Here's the stems. Now I'm going to put this cilantro back on one of these trays. It should all fit on one tray. I'm going to dehydrate it for about 2 more hours, only because a few of these stems was still pretty moist. You want the stems to kind of snap, and they had some moisture in them. Some were dry, some were not. So I'm gonna put them back in here, and that is just due to the humidity. I mean, it's like 95% humidity, and that affects your dehydrating and your time. So just to be safe than sorry, I'm gonna spread this out, and I'm probably going to, and you can hear, I mean, it's dry. I just don't wanna take any chances. I didn't like the way those stems felt. So I'm gonna put this back in there for probably an hour. Maybe 2, but probably just an hour will be good. And like I said, once again, normally you wouldn't have to do that, but due to the high humidity today, we're gonna have to. And when your cilantro is ready to harvest from the garden, you can't wait on the humidity to go down. So we're gonna turn it back on. Turn our temperature down. Let it run for about another hour. It's the next morning. The cilantro finished late in the evening, so I just put it into the jar. You can see what it is, and I'm actually going to take this a step further. I'm going to use my vacuum sealer, and I'm going to suck some more air out of this because we're going to be getting some fresh cilantro for a little while, so it'll be into the fall before I start using this. So I just want to make sure I can take out all the air that I possibly can. So I don't know if y'all have a food saver or not. I absolutely love mine. I ordered off Amazon. I'll leave the link below. It is this attachment for mason jars. This is a regular mouth, and it comes with a wide mouth. This small mouth and wide mouth all come together as one set. I use this all the time. Just gonna put that in the hole there. I'm going to take my ring off. You're going to leave your lid on. Same as canning, you're just going to make sure that there's nothing on there that would interrupt that seal. This has got a little rubber piece that can come in or out. You're going to slip that on over it. Put that on there. You still have to close this like you normally would, and you just hit the vacuum seal button. And that tells you that it's done. It's sealing it now. It's took all the air out. And remove that. Remove this, and if it's sealed good, it will be just like if you canned it or anything. It's got a tight seal. I'm actually going to go ahead and take it off so y'all can hear it. Y'all heard that seal on there. So now it's got a nice seal again. We've eliminated more air out of this jar. It's just going to keep it fresher longer. I enjoyed hanging out with me in the kitchen today as I dehydrated some cilantro that we picked fresh from the garden. I appreciate y'all watching. I hope y'all have a great day, and until we see you next time, God bless.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, y'all.